What is up, everybody? It is your boy Matham back again with another YouTube spectacular. Today, I'm gonna be playing Fortnite while talking about uh, what happened a couple of days ago with my boy Brenton Strange from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I made a video a while back when he was still in high school and when I was talking about him. And all this time, he's already been through college and now he's in the NFL. The Jacksonville Jaguars are now the AFC South champions. That gives them an opportunity and a privilege to be able to possibly be in the Super Bowl. And how do I feel about that? Brenton Strange being a hometown hero already and getting the honor and the privilege to even be a Super Bowl contender it means a lot. Me and Brenton Strange go way back. People don't know that. I was good friends with Brenton Strange, and I've always been good friends with Brenton Strange. A lot of new people in the Jacksonville area have really liked Mr. Strange. And I don't really blame them. Brenton Strange is someone you want to look at. Brenton Strange is someone you want on your team that can lead you to a championship. You know, he's playing one hell of a season this year. He's already been in the NFL, I think, for 2 years, going on 3. And, you know, Brenton Strange is not someone to sleep on. But it gives me honor to even talk about it because my best friend is a football player and he's a pro. And being able to say that, it really means something to me. I've always loved Brenton Strange. Brenton Strange has always loved me, I'm sure. Brenton Strange and I go way back. And a lot of people, they say, well, you're probably lying about being Mr. Strange's friend. But I was the water boy when he was a football player for the high school. Right? A lot of people don't know that, but a lot of the time, Brenton Strange has had a lot of growing up, and he was a hell of a football player for the high school too. But I look at all this and I think opportunity after opportunity, and one hell of a year that Brenton's had. And Brenton, if you're watching this, I want to thank you for being my best friend and always guiding me in the right direction and leading by example and proving that why you're even in the NFL is a valid statement. I mean, there's a lot of people who sleep on Strange, but you're not going to sleep on him anymore when you realize that man's got talent. And he came from a good family. I mean, I want to see him win the Super Bowl. Being a hometown hero and getting his first Super Bowl, he needs that fresh start. Even though I don't know what are the odds of it actually happening, but it's something I idolize. It's something I look up to. Because me and Brenton, like obviously, like I said, me and him, we go way back. And you know, he's proved his point. And a lot of people, you know, I'm sure a lot of people thought that, well, the Jaguars don't deserve the NFL title. Well, to be 100% clear, I don't think anybody deserves it more than the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've had a rough couple years, and they're finally getting their stuff together. And I want to give a shout out not just to the Jaguars, but to the quarterback. I want to give a special shout out to Trevor Lawrence for being one hell of a quarterback, you know, and improving his statement and proving why he deserves to be in the NFL. Like, people be sleeping on Strange. People be sleeping on Trevor. And shout out to Liam Cohen, man. Liam Cohen is one of the best, arguably one of the best head coaches right now in the NFL. And I gotta admit, if I was working for the Jacksonville Jaguars as a water boy, I would make sure those players are hydrated and ready to win a championship. And I wish I lived in Florida, so I could be able to say, well, I made this happen. I was able to become a great water boy and lead by example. Um, you know, and the Jaguars are not the only team that I love. The Dallas Cowboys are a good team. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. So, getting able to sit here and talk about the two teams that should be in the Super Bowl. One of them's, I don't know, one of them's definitely not in it because they got eliminated, which is the Dallas Cowboys. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are still in the playoff runnings. And I gotta admit, it, if we was like that in high school, where we were unstoppable and we couldn't be beat, we would be a state champion in Parkersburg, and it's pretty personally, it's pretty, it's pretty perfectly clear that that's what was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they're just now getting to know who Brenton Strange is because Brenton Strange loves to make statements. He's a hell of a guy, and a lot of people need to understand that. Like, he came from Parkersburg, West Virginia, and he is now one of the number one tight ends in the NFL. Possibly one of the number ones. But that's not for me to say. That's for news analysts to say, sports analysts to say. I can't really say anything because Brenton Strange is a GOAT. Brenton Strange is by far one of the greatest. And, you know, I really wish I could say I want to be from Jacksonville because Brenton Strange is one of my best friends. And I'm proud of that man and what he's accomplished. Like, you guys don't realize a lot of people are still trying to get used to this winning streak from the Jaguars. And it's a lot of responsibility. I mean, you got so much on your plate, and you have to stress to even figure out if you're going to even make the playoffs. And, you know, I've always spoke my mind on certain things. There were times when I was in high school, I would say that our high school team was trash. That's me being brutally honest because they wasn't content on winning state title. They wasn't content on going out and proving their point to anybody. They would rather the whole world turn against them and not try to be accepted of anything than, you know, sit here and have to deny on something. And I only spoke my mind because at that time, a lot of the young guys were still on that team. No matter if it was a football team or a basketball team, or it was just a new and up and coming. But I like to think of it as everyone's trying to seek their opportunity. And, you know, 6 years ago, I was in high school, and 6 or 7 years ago, I was in high school, and I was enjoying life. And everything comes with opportunity. Like, I don't get to do these opportunities as much. I don't get to talk about them and be grateful for what happened. Because when I graduated in 2020, I damn sure thought I was going to be inducted into the PHS Wall of Fame for being the #1 water boy in Parkersburg, but that never happened for me. But instead, we get a Parkersburg hometown hero in Brenton Strange. And, you know, that guy's got way more talent than any tight end. And I'm not trying to throw shots at the NFL, but there's other tight ends that suck. And Brenton Strange has definitely surpassed them. A lot of people are going to realize, oh, Matham Al-Kafaji, he's right. Brenton Strange isn't someone not to fuck with. And him to even at least be a South champion, that comes with a lot of responsibility, man. You gotta own that shit. Maybe that's the closest the Jaguars are gonna be to a championship, is just winning the AFC and getting eliminated in the playoffs. But at least they have that under their belt, you know. And I love Jags. I love the Jags. I love everything about the Jags. And I gotta admit, if my boys win the Super Bowl, I don't know. I'm gonna celebrate and drink until I'm blackout drunk. Because I love Jacksonville. That is my go-to team in the NFL. And shout out to every football player on that team. And I hope everybody's watching, because this is a notice from the king of Parkersburg. And a lot of it, I could have stayed retired and gone from the NFL, or from Waterboy. But imagine if I had a bigger career and a bigger opportunity, where back then when I was in high school, can you imagine if I, as a person, was able to get a scholarship for being the best water boy and have every opportunity? Wouldn't that be something to look up to? Like, I just got to be grateful, and I love the fact that, like I said, I could have been up there with Brenton Strange. You know, I'm a big fan of Brenton Strange. I've always been a fan of Brenton Strange. I'm not just a fan, that's my brother. He's my family. I view him as my big brother. Like, he's family to me because he looks up to me too. And Brenton Strange, I want to tell you I love you, man, and I'm very proud of your accomplishments, and I'm very proud of who you became. And I hope you get the Super Bowl championship, because it would be nice to have that under your belt and not have to stress. Trevor Lawrence, I hope you become a Super Bowl champion as well. You know, I want to give everybody a shout out. If my team goes to the Super Bowl, I will stream it live on YouTube. But that's only if they get it. If they don't, then I'm not going to stream it. I'm more than likely just going to watch it. But I don't know how I feel, because I want to say that, like, the only team I want to see in the playoff, or in the Super Bowl, is the Jags. And they deserve it more than any other football team, alongside the Cowboys. But yeah, Brenton, this video is for you, man. I'm very proud of everything you've done for the NFL, and I'm proud that you're turning this whole thing around. You have been a mentor of mine for a very long time, and being able to say that you're my friend really means a lot to me. But I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for hopefully watching this, and hopefully I could prove to you that I'm worth being a Jacksonville Jaguar. Like I said, shout out to Liam Cohen, shout out to Trevor Lawrence, shout out to Brenton Strange, shout out to ETN, shout out to all the other football players on that football team. Yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Hopefully you're not doing anything stupid. You're actually being smarter about your decisions. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully more updates for the Jacksonville Jaguars will be coming up soon. Hopefully I can make a title Super Bowl champions Jacksonville Jaguars. But that's all still to come in my very, very next video, whenever that is. But I love you guys. I hope you know how much you guys mean to me. Because without you guys, I'm nothing. So I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Enjoy your time with your family. Honor yourself. Respect yourself. Love yourself. Even if you don't have any love in your system, show yourself some love and respect. Show your family some love and respect. Always honor your mother and your father, whether you get along with them or not. But it's safe to say that 2026 is about to be one hell of a year. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I just want to thank you for these big opportunities that you give me. Each and every day I want to thank God as well, because if it wasn't for God, I don't know where I would be. And I'm truly blessed to say I'm a Christian, and I'm truly blessed to say that I have this new life written out for me, and a lot of it means something to me, knowing that I'm probably one of the smartest people on the planet, even though I don't think that. But I really want to say how honored and blessed I am to even be here and achieve all these goals and just show out and do everything I said I was going to do. I want to put the NFL on the notice that I'm always available to hire as a water boy. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday and enjoy your days. Let me get a 1, 2, 3. Duval.